venues that I was speaking at were coming up to me and saying, man, this movie helped my brother. What you said at this thing helped my sister. Now I understand my dad. Now I understand my mom. And so I just keep it going. So.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, I got a lot of notes that I prepared to make sure that I sort of stay on focus because you've only known me about 4 months or so, but there's a couple things that everybody that I sent out about 300 emails last night.
Wow.
To let everybody know that the show's here. Now, I want to build a listenership here because a lot of the people that I go into prisons and I work in economically hardship disadvantaged populations, and that population, I have a new phrase about it. That's the life gets in the way population.
That's you know what, Steve? That's really true. And you sent me that email about that. And I just want to say one thing about that, okay? So I was out in Oregon. I was in a prison. I was talking to about 275 inmates. It was one of these prisons where you get a second chance type prison. And the young man sitting in the front row raises his hand and he says, man, this is all real good stuff, but, that's you and you're successful and look at you and blah, blah, blah. He's on and on and on. And then I stopped him and I said, you know what, man? It's all about choices. I could have made a bad choice and been right where you're at. I could have made a good choice and I'm right where I'm at, right? So I told him, when you get done, you have a choice right now to do the right thing and get yourself out. And when you get out, you have the right choice. You make the right choices to stay out and grow your life, right? It's all about choices.
Jeff, it is all about choices, but I want to kind of turn it around a little bit here for a second, because the puzzle that I'm dealing with here is this life gets in the way population. Everybody has a certain amount of that. A lot of people never complete what they set out to do. They get distracted. They don't have enough resources, enough confidence, whatever, who knows. But this particular population, that's this economically disadvantaged population, they really are on the edge most all the time. And it's just a whole different mindset than what I think is healthy. But here's what I want to turn around. We can hear everybody talk about choices every day. And we want to share choices, and over the next year or so, I'm going to be talking about choices and making good choices and surrounding yourself with good people and all the other things that I'm involved in, which is, by the way, 90% of every one of the hosts that are on your network, and I've been listening to a lot of them, we all have the same point of view. We all are trying to help other people get focused and have a better life by making right choices. I mean, I think right choices is probably the biggest single part of what we all do. But we all have a separate little niche. But here's what I want to ask you. This is what I want to get to. If you, as a motivational speaker, a mentor, a life coach, all the other titles, first of all, this is like a two-part question. One is, you've kind of already answered it, but I'd like to make it simple, and here's why. A lot of people have the same gifts that you have, same gift that I have, but they're just afraid to just go out there and let it go.
Shame on them.
Hold themselves back. Yeah.
Shame on them.
Right. But here's what I want to get at. Let's paint a picture here. Let's assume that you're a person, I'm a person, we got some other people that are positive, motivational people that feel that they are in a position where they are led to try to lead other people to a better life and exert some influence on them to mentor them and guide them. Church that my wife and I go to has a program that they're launching, and it's called Love One. And it's a 1-year mentorship program where it's not just every day glorifying the Lord and just being that kind of person so that everybody knows, hey, that's a good person there. That person, he's serving the Lord. He's doing like he's supposed to. yeah, that's what we're all supposed to do, of course. But what this program is, it's encouraging you to pray on it and find one person other than in your immediate family that you know is a little bit lost maybe. We're not judging people, but could really use some of your love and guidance. And so you find that person, but for one solid year, you're going to stay close, connected, reach out, not let them get away too far where they can just be out there just doing what they got to be doing that's away from what they should be doing. So what I'm saying is this. The question is this. People that are basically trying to influence other people, what makes you feel that what you're trying to give to other people is worthwhile? And I'm not challenging it because it is. I'm telling you it is. But I want to kind of condense it down to the people that might want to be influencing other people, to have that confidence that it's okay for me to want to influence other people. That's the first part of the question. And because what I want to turn around here is this. It's all about choices. We know that. But you and I are dealing with people that are historically not making good choices. And if we want to influence them, I want to talk about the people that are going to be the influencers of the people that are making bad choices, not just the message that people need to hear that are making bad choices. I want to get stronger in all the people that are going to be out there trying to help other people on how they should feel strong enough to really get out there and be more bold about it. I hope you understand what I'm trying to ask. It's about the influencer, not the one that needs to make better choices, because we're going to serve those people that need to make better choices. But let's train some people here to be better influencers, sir, so that the world can be a better place because more people like you are really helping people get further.
Well, I'm going to push back on a little bit on that, Steve. So, and I hope you don't. I hope you don't mind. First off, not, and I've learned this over the years. Not everybody is cut out to be an influencer. Okay, because a lot of people have things that they have to deal with first themselves. They might think that they're really great. And let me tell you why I say this. Like you said in your introduction, I'm very, very successful business person, and there was a time in my life, almost 13 years worth of it, where I would cut your throat just to take whatever you got for your business. It's just got that simple. And people looked at me like I was an influencer. You know, I sat across the table from ministers of countries and negotiated contracts. And the deal is this. I didn't care about them whatsoever. All I cared about was the deal. And until you care about people in general and love people and not worry about what you're in for, you know, what you're going to get out of the deal, you can't be an influencer. You might think you are, but you're not going to influence anybody because people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And so if you are a person that could influence people and you don't care about that person really, you're just going through the steps, people pick up on that. They'll know that. So you have to genuinely care about people before you can ever influence anyone. The other part to it is that I would say to the people on the other end of it is don't ever underestimate yourself, because all you have to do is look at the people that are successful and look at their lives, where they've come from. I mean, think about this. And I'm amazed by it every time I think about it. You know, Steve Harvey that's on TV, he was living in his car. He lived in his car for over a year and just kept on pushing forward. Just kept on pushing. And it's when you stop is when bad things happen to you and you realize that things, you know, oh, man, there's life getting in my way again. So
oh, yeah.
I would say that you have to let people know you care first before you let them know how much you know or how you can help them. because it's just that's the way it works. I mean, I can tell you story after story after story about that, and stories that I've been involved in. So,
okay,
I don't know if I answered your question, but I would say to the influencers and people that want to influence, if you don't care about people, you need to get out of the influence area. You need to let people know that you genuinely care through your actions, and not be in it for what you're going to get out of it.
Oh wow! I think you gave a brilliant answer, and I want to say this: a lot of times, people that are presenting things, they want to set somebody up to give them an answer that they want them to give back to them, and you lose a lot if that's the way you do things. In other words, what you just did when you said, "Hey, you got to push back a little bit, pull back," you gave the real answer. No matter what I was thinking you might come up with,
it's just the way I am, man.
Well, I wouldn't want you to be any other way. I'm working in redevelopment and housing communities right now, and I started out in prisons, and then I got into an Achievable Dream Academy, at-risk high school, and now I'm in redevelopment and housing communities. So I'm sort of hitting on a lot of places where economically disadvantaged hardship populations are, and I've got a friend that is working with me in the program that I brought to the Norfolk Redevelopment and Housing. Her name's Linda, and she said something that is as powerful as anything I've ever heard, but it's exactly the same thing you said in a different way. We were at a meeting in Newport News about 3 weeks ago. The program's getting ready to start in Newport News April the 1st. It's been very successful in Norfolk, working with and mentoring people that are in the population to help them move forward with their lives. And so she came with me to this presentation to talk about the program in Norfolk, what it's going to be like in Newport News. And these are smart people. They wanted to learn from the Norfolk program, since it was the pilot program, and improve upon it. Well, one of the things that she said, when anybody comes into my community, if they are there for any reason other than for my residents, they're there for the wrong reason.
Absolutely. So, I totally agree on that. Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I mean, you said the same thing. If you don't care about them, if you're not there for them, then they're going to turn you off. They're not going to be there for you. And I've been like 400 times in 5 years into prisons now, and I've been just blessed to be mentored by some incredible people in the Department of Corrections in Virginia. And one of the very first things they told me was, Steve, this world is different than any other world that you think you understand. It's a whole different world. Not a culture, a different world. And so I asked this Lieutenant Love, I said, well, what's the best way to get them to listen to me? And he said, they got to know you love them. They got to know you're there for them, not for yourself. Same thing again.
Yep.
Same thing that Linda says. Same thing you said. And so what I've learned over the 5 years I've been doing this is that you can't go too fast with the message that you know from your own experiences and your own life how to give it to them. It's like, this is not a class in life where you got 10 students in a class and 8 of them get it, 2 of them just can't follow it, and they drop out. My program is specifically geared toward giving those 8 the tools they need, but I want to make sure that those 2 that are going to drop out, that I'm still there with them all the way through. Because where they go when they drop out, Jeff, where are they going to go?
They're going to go right back. They're going to go right back to where they came from. And it's an unfortunate circumstance, but that's the choice they make.
Well, that brings a thought in my mind that is just so core with me. If you don't stay with those two people, no matter how confused